Wolfgang Pusztai is a security policy and defense analyst. He's also a former defense attaché for Austria. Joins us live from Vienna. Good to have you with us, sir. So first of all, any sign that these US attacks are actually degrading Iranian capabilities to control and influence the Strait of Hormuz?
Actually, this is very likely, keeping in mind the intelligence gathering capabilities of the United States, keeping in mind their real-time intelligence gathering capabilities, especially close to the coast, which includes also, of course, the surroundings of the Strait of Hormuz, the number of strikes, and the precision of these American strikes. It is quite likely that the capabilities of Iran to attack ships around the Strait of Hormuz is degraded. But Iran has a huge number of missiles and especially also of drones that are able to strike ships in the Strait of Hormuz also from farther away. And I'm pretty sure that Iran has still a lot of capabilities, a lot of drones to attack ships in the Strait of Hormuz for the foreseeable future.
So in that case, can the US, do you think, with time, be able to impose its will on the Strait of Hormuz? Or do you see a never-ending situation where all Iran has to do is launch even a drone once in a while to scare the international shippers who might want to take an American guided route?
Actually, what the United States are doing is to apply a strategy of a combination of military means and of economic means. This means that while the military strikes military targets, especially military targets in the vicinity of the Strait of Hormuz, but also all over Iran, the blockade of the Iranian harbors and the sanctions on Iran should wind the Iranian capabilities down. And I would say, yes, this can work, but it takes some time. The more efficient the military strikes
How much time are we talking?
The less, I would say we are talking about months.
That's quite a timeline. So do you see these attacks in preparation for a more beefed up US operation to enforce a corridor through the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, let me explain. We are talking about months, also because the United States has allowed Iran, after the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding, to continue with its oil exports. And this means Iran has filled up its financial resources. So this blockade right now does not start at 0, it starts at -10. And therefore it takes some more time. And yes, if the United States are able to degrade significantly the military capabilities in the Strait of Hormuz, I would say a limited American military action, for example, to take some of the islands in the vicinity, in the direct vicinity of the Strait of Hormuz, to undermine Iran's capability to control this strait is certainly a possibility. Will there be casualties on the American side? Probably yes. Is it realistic to take a larger island like Kesh or the island of Kark? I would say the Americans are not ready to risk a huge number of lives in order to take these two islands, although it would be militarily possible.
Do you actually see the logistics are in place for the US to try and occupy any Iranian territory? Do we see the troop numbers, the logistic build-up of food, water, ammunition, and so on?
The Americans have at least 2 Marine expeditionary units in the region and also an airborne brigade. This should be sufficient to take, as I said, a smaller island. But this is certainly not enough for a larger conventional offensive, ground offensive, or let alone to take a heavily fortified island like Kesh or Kark.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Wolfgang Pusztai, security policy and defense analyst and former defense attaché for Austria. Thank you.
Thank you.